Feeling good, feeling great, 'cause I got a big old smile upon my face, and you can't take that away.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. I actually changed my name to From a Queen's Perspective because I am a queen. But besides that, I want to share with other queens out there. You know, if you guys watch my other video before, I've been talking about abstinence. But this video, I'm going to talk about why we as women, I'm specifically targeting the women, why we as women, are drawn to those, what they call quote unquote bad boys. We're drawn to the ones that have vices. We're drawn to the ones that have that swag, that have that dark side, and I'm going to put out my opinions, and you don't have to agree with everything that I say, but this is, this has been a part of my life, and I want to share some things that I have experienced in my life. So basically, the reason why I feel that we gravitate towards those, quote unquote, like I said, bad boys, first, curiosity killed the cat, right? So we be so curious, even though we know our intuition is saying don't walk that way. But it's like something inside of you is like, oh, I want to find out why, And remember, curiosity killed the cat. But I just wanted to come and bring it real raw and, unfiltered to you. Because, this does align also with the good book. It talks about that we are never free from our choices. We're never free to really make a good choice, So it's like even if we're walking in that right path, there's going to be something drawing us to that dark side, to that evil, and that's exactly what I'm talking about here. So that's why, I feel that we're actually drawn to these types of guys, even though, that intuition inside of you is like, no, don't do it. Don't walk there. Don't go there. Don't call. Don't look that way. Don't walk down that street. But it's like something in you is like, oh, like whether you're drawn to him because of his sexiness, how fine he is, something in you is just like, I want to taste, I want to touch, I want to find out, and unfortunately, for many of us that have, touched, taste, whatever, that have bitten of that forbidden fruit, how many of us have experienced the pain that comes along with it, the consequences that come along with it, and so the reason why I want to put this video out is because I want to make us aware that, these internal choices are due to our nature. It is the nature of us to walk towards what is evil, what is bad. It's the nature. But I want to give you some knowledge. And that is what is going to save you from walking towards what is bad, what is evil, that guy that just, that is hard to resist. Basically, that is the knowledge. Having the knowledge is what is going to help you to avoid this appearance of evil, avoid, this bad boy that has these vices that all you have to do is listen. You could be in somebody's presence for like a moment and you're like, wow, and just listen to what they're saying, because they're going to tell you from their lips. They're going to tell you. They're going to tell you. And unfortunately, like I said, whether it's his looks that draw you in, or just the way that he presents himself that draws you in, or just something about him that is just you want to taste, and having, like I said, having the knowledge and listening to your intuition or to your discernment, listening to those things are really, really going to help you to make the right choice in these decisions. Because some of us already in our past have had to learn, through trial and error. We have decided, oh, I'm gonna pick that guy because he's so fly. I'm gonna be with that guy because he knows how to take care of me in the bedroom. Let's get real, let's get raw. I'm gonna be with that guy because he financially supports me. And some of us, because of these choices that we made based on just those things, or maybe we, in our past, we were connected to someone that had vices or whatever, and maybe we don't now, or maybe we're still, struggling ourselves. But besides the point, however, in the past, you've seen the character, that this person had no character. This person, was unable to, that, like I said, they may have pleased you in all those different areas, but you knew that it wasn't for you. You knew that it wasn't for you because you based the relationship, you based it on the physical, and the emotional instead of what was inside of the person and what was going to be sustainable, throughout, throughout the seasons, throughout whatever, life would bring, So you have that knowledge of your past failures, your past mistakes, why you chose the person, why, what drew you to that person. And now, you're having that test come up again. And when you did decide in the past that you was going to choose that person and you were with that person, ask yourself, why are you not with that person today? What did you gain from that person? What happened with that relationship? And I can honestly speak for myself. In the past, I had some toxic relationships. And because I picked, men because of those things, it left a scar. It left a scar, and I was back to square one, starting all over again. Maybe in one relationship, which was, I could say one relationship was like 5 years, and I knew throughout those 5 years that this person was not for me, but I stayed in that toxic relationship, even though this person was emotionally, not nice to me, but was able to fulfill me in a different way. And that's another thing I want to say is that if you base a relationship on just those temporal things, that it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You may be stuck there in that soul tie for years and years and years, but eventually you'll climb out of there. And then you have to start all over again. So this is why I wanted to come and to bring this video, because you have to base it on knowledge. And another way also I want to speak on, basing it on knowledge, is that little voice inside of you that says no. That little voice inside of you that says, you know, that person's toxic. Or that little voice inside of you that tells you you shouldn't walk that way. You know, and the things that you see about that person, you're like, it still entices you. You know, it still entices you because you are going to be enticed. But you have to base it on knowledge. And that's what's going to keep you from the soul ties. It's going to keep you from the heartaches. It's going to keep you from the bondage. It's going to keep you from the pain. It's going to keep you from things that you're like, that you don't have to go through. You know, just because that person, you know, may, present a good game, you know, how do you know that within, I say, a month or two of getting really seriously involved with that person, they don't start calling you names. They don't start pounding. They don't start, just different things that you didn't see, but you saw only the sexiness. You saw only their honey, the sweet words that were coming from their lips. The I forgot what that's called when they, just constantly are, putting sweet nothings in your ear. You saw, what that person could do for you, and we know why we choose people. We know. Or you saw that was your type. That in the past, that's the only thing that you went for. You know what I mean? In your past. And now I want to say to you, it's time to break that cycle and to, and to go with the knowledge that you have and use that knowledge to pick someone that is good for you. Pick someone that is just not based on physical attributes. Because we'll just end up, and I'm saying we, because those temptations come to every one of us. Every one of us, especially, if you're single and you're open and or you're healing, wherever you are in your journey as a single lady, no matter, what race you are, even no matter what religion you are, these things we're going to struggle with. If you're walking in abstinence or you're not walking in abstinence, which I encourage you, if you're a single lady, to walk in abstinence. But if, you're not, that is fully up to you. But, not walking in abstinence can be very detrimental to you spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. It could be detrimental until you find that someone that, that loves you and you love them. And, specifically, we're shooting for purposeful relationships on this platform. But besides the point, this is why you have to go on knowledge. I know, I want to say this. I know everybody's not going to be, like the one in your past. I want to say that, but I'm saying, that typically this does become a pattern, and I'm speaking from my own experience. Once again, is that it was a pattern for me, and me, it was looks, and because of that, I suffered I suffered a lot of turmoil because I didn't pick because of I didn't pick of what was inside. I picked on what was on the outside. So no matter what you pick for, the most important thing is to remember knowledge, is keeping that knowledge stored up in here and using it, not just having knowledge, but actually using it, and that is the hard part. That is the most difficult part, because we want to go off of our emotions. We want to go off of what we feel right now. We want to go off of what we want right now, and going off of those things, besides, instead of thinking through your choices, thinking about how these things can affect you, thinking and just, pulling from the knowledge that you have. And, either if it's in the past, like I said, or if it's just the knowledge that you have about that person, and that's why I also encourage time. Time will tell everything. Do not underestimate time. Even if you don't have the knowledge either about this person, or you could not even be listening to your intuition or your discernment. Just give it time. Don't even walk ahead. You know what I mean? If you felt like there was something inside that was trying to pull you away from that situation or from that person, give it time. Give yourself time. Because sometimes when you have time to think, to breathe, to pray, to, meditate, you can make a clearer choice that is going to be beneficial for you, that is going to be beneficial, because these are ripple effects that happen, the person that you choose. Give it time. Time can be your best friend. So me, when I talk about knowledge, sometimes I have this discernment and I have these things inside of me that literally I can read a person like a book. I can literally read somebody like a book. And see, that knowledge that I have, am I going to apply it? Am I going to use it? And that is my choice. And that is the battle. Because having to resist, or I say in different words, trample over my knowledge, I had to have ignored what I knew and just went with what I felt, and that is, using my emotions instead of using my knowledge. I mean, yes, there's times that you can use your emotions, but many times, especially when it comes to choosing someone for your life or approving someone for your life, you need to use knowledge. And your intuition. Your intuition is going to give you the knowledge, and your discernment is going to give you the knowledge to know if that person is right for you. And time, because you'll be able to watch that person and, and see what that person is all about. But I'm a firm believer in, honestly, you don't need a lot of time to be able to have that little voice speak inside of you to let you know whether this is something that you can pursue, that you can approve of, or something that you can't. You're going to feel it. You're going to know it. And then that is when you can make a good choice instead of walking into something that you know curiosity killed the cat. You don't want something that's going to hurt you, or something that years from now you're like, why didn't I listen? And this is why I'm making this video. That is the most terrible feeling that you can ever feel. One of them. Why didn't I listen? Why didn't I listen to that knowledge that I had? I knew from the start I shouldn't have walked into this, but I did. And there's consequences for each choice and each decision, especially when you're making a partner decision. So I'm all out of words today, but I really just wanted to drop this because it's why we struggle. Like, it is a true struggle. And we're not going to be free from it. We're not going to be free from that struggle between good and between evil. We're not going to be free from it. But we have to go on the knowledge that we have about the situation, about the person. This is what is going to give us clear and precise answers to make a good choice. All right. So this is from a queen's perspective. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to, hope, even if I only help one person, two people, like, I know this is for somebody, because this was dropped into my heart and into my spirit. And I know this is also for me. So I receive it. But I'm just going to say, thank you for stopping by my channel. If you're new, and you like these type of videos, and, you're into this type of wisdom. And not only that, I do other things, but I've been kind of busy. But when I get a chance, I'll be dropping videos. All right. So thank you so much, and be blessed. And I hope you make a good decision. All right. Peace out.